So this video is for anybody who's really struggled in the lockdown with their food and they found that it's got completely out of control. Maybe you've put on a lot of weight and you're beginning to feel bad about yourself. And this video really is to try and help you with that. The first thing that I'd like to say is that it is perfectly normal, the reaction that you've had to the lockdown, because human beings are creatures of habits. And I don't think we actually realize that until something like this happens. And what it's done is it's just basically blown our worlds apart. All the things that we relied on, all the things we took for granted before, we can't do them anymore. And I think we also feel, I know I certainly did, feel trapped, because even though it's nice to have the time off, we're limited in what we can do and what we can see and who we can see. So it's affected our relationships as well. And so really it's accepting. The first part is to accept that what's happened to you is normal. Your body and your brain is trying to catch up with the fact that life is so different and it's trying to adapt. And part of adapting is that something has to be broken and then it's got to be put back together, and it's then in a different shape than it was before. So it's coping with change and a completely disruption of what you thought was your normal life. So if you have a problem with food, it's going to be natural that you're going to turn to it for comfort, for boredom, when you're worried about what's going on outside, when you're worried about your family, when you're worried about money. If you struggle with food, you're going to turn to it. And so here are some things that you can do to get that control back. And you can start immediately. The key is that you start to do them. And what you'll find is very gradually you will get that control back. So number one is to really forgive yourself. I think it's really important. Instead of just thinking, oh, I've been so bad, I can't believe I've done it, how stupid of me, just let go of all of that. What I found is that the more destructive I was on myself, the worse I got. The more rules I imposed on myself, I can't eat this, I mustn't do that, this is bad, this food is good, the more I found I got out of control. So the first thing is just to forgive yourself and accept what's happened. If you've put on weight, don't worry about it. If you are feeling sluggish, if you haven't exercised, just don't worry about it. Just leave it, let it go and say, it's okay. This was a normal reaction to what's happened and I'm going to be able to move forward from this. And the second part, the second step, is to say to yourself, I'm not going to feel guilty now either. I've forgiven myself for what's happened and I'm not going to feel bad about it either. And the guilt is also not just about what you've done and feeling bad about it. It's also guilty about all the things that you've now started eating. Maybe you were eating really well before. Maybe you did used to eat some healthy food and maybe all of that's gone out of the window. Well, let that go as well. Let the guilt go with all of that. Because what you're doing in this process is accepting what's happened, calming yourself down, removing the panic, and that in itself will help you gain back control. So remove all guilt. Whatever you're eating, don't worry about it. Just stop feeling guilty, because the first thing that what we're really trying to achieve here is to get control back. What I would do after that is to create a routine. Everything, if you used to work before, or maybe you're working still but working from home, or the kids used to go to school, you used to drop them off at a certain time, basically your routine that as you knew it is gone. So what you want to do now is to create a new routine. If you've got kids, involve them in it. If you've got your husband, your partner, involve them in it. Just things like, we'll wake up on Monday to Friday at this time. We'll go for a walk at this time. We'll have family games at this time. We'll have breakfast at this time. So basically everything that you would normally do in a day, write it down, because what that does is it will give you structure in your day. And again, structure gives you control. The next thing is, which is the fourth thing you can do, is to learn to eat slowly and mindfully. Use all of your senses when you're eating, because when you start eating in a frenzied, panicked, guilt-ridden way, you just eat really fast. You don't remember what you're eating. Half the time you don't even taste it, and you just end up feeling bad and full up and stuffed afterwards. So instead of doing that, whatever you're eating, eat it slowly. Remember every now and then to stop to feel whether you're full up. Check in with your senses. What am I eating? What does it taste like? Is it sweet? Is it salty? Is it crunchy? Is it soft? Is it hard? So basically, really stop to notice what you're doing when you're eating. Remember the taste of it. And every time you find that you've forgotten and you're rushing your way through and you're still thinking, I'm not full up yet, you're panicking, stop, slow down, and start again. Eat slowly, eat mindfully. And what that does is let your brain catch up with your stomach, because it actually does take time to get that full signal to your brain, and that so that you can stop eating. So basically, just every time you catch yourself eating fast, stuffing your face, just slow down. Don't feel bad about it. Forgive yourself and just slow down. And you will gradually get control, and your brain will gradually start getting that full signal so that you can stop without feeling bad or without feeling hungry or out of control. And then the last thing to do is actually enjoy what you're eating. Because half the time you'll think, well, okay, I'm just going to let it go in the lockdown. And then when the lockdown's over, I'm going to be really good. I'm going to go back to the gym. I'm going to start eating healthy. Well, don't do that. Don't make these pacts, because again, when you do that, you create instructions, you create conditions, and you create guilt, and you create denial, and then you create that panic. Oh my God, when it's over, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Well, don't do that. Let it go. Instead, enjoy your food. Whatever it is, the more guilt-ridden you are, the more you're going to crave it, the more you're going to feel bad about it, and then the more you're going to think, oh, I've got to start being good. Oh, I'll have to make up for this. Well, don't. Whatever you have, enjoy it. Eat it slowly, without guilt, and enjoy it. Don't feel bad about yourself. And what you'll find is if you follow these steps, and I'll just repeat them. Number one, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever you've done in this lockdown, however out of control you've got. Number two, remove the guilt about eating and about the fact that you might put on weight, about the fact that you're eating things that maybe perhaps aren't healthy. Number three, create a routine. This is a great part to your recovery, and it will help you gain control and structure in your life again. Number four, learn to eat slowly again. Calm yourself down, remove the panic, eat slowly, taste what you're eating. And number six, learn to enjoy your food. So basically, whatever you're eating, don't think this bad for me, it's good for me. Learn to enjoy it. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope it really you'll put it into your life, and it will help you to gain that control back, and it will help you to remove the panic and the guilt that you're feeling. And so basically, you'll start returning to normal, and I wish you every luck with that.